Hi folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, there's so many places to fish right now. As I've said before, this is the time when we all have a chance to catch some fish in whatever way we want to do it. If we're a family, want to stick lawn chairs out there along the water, cast out, watch our bobbers, enjoy being together, enjoy the air, the fresh air, and all the things that being outdoors brings to us. Or whether we're avid fishermen, we want to try our luck in certain different waters. Well, my buddy Rust and I fish a lot this year, but when I'm not able to fish, he gets to go with his friend Melissa. And they had a day going down one of our tributaries the other day, and I asked Rust, I said, tell me about the day. Well, there's a lot of ways you can answer that question. You can talk about all the fish that you caught or didn't caught. But what Rust told me was, he said, oh my gosh, this day was incredible because they went in this little tributary or tributary to a tributary where they wanted to go up as far as they could and see if they could find muskies, which, by the way, in the tributaries are legal to fish for now. The season has opened. But that isn't what he talked about. He talked about the things they saw as they drifted down the water and how fantastic it was. He said, we came around a corner and there was a mother deer above us above because there was a bank going down, and she was standing there and she acted very perturbed, and all of a sudden she dashed away. And as we got closer, we saw two fawns standing there wondering what to do. Their mother had abandoned them. Well, she hadn't. She was hoping that they would chase her and the two kids would be safe. But it was part of the experiences that came to them as they drifted down the river. He said we went a little bit farther, and this great big, he says it was a huge black snake was swimming across the water in front of us, and its head was way up above the water. It wasn't typical, he says, of the snakes I see. He says, do you know what that could have been? I said, I think so, Russ. I think that was our northern water snake. And I got to tell you, of all the snakes out there around us, water snakes are the most aggressive. I mean, they are aggressive. We think of rattlesnakes and some of these other snakes as aggressive. Well, they're dangerous because they got that poison that can kill us. But they aren't nearly as aggressive as a water snake can be. Water moccasins, which fortunately live down south, are cousins of our water snake. And water snakes can be aggressive. And so he told me, he says, oh boy, I didn't realize that. But this thing was not trying to get away from us. And its head was way above the water. He noticed that. Then they went a bit farther, and he said, there was this giant snapping turtle in the water. And he said, honestly, it's the biggest snapping turtle I've ever seen in my life. Its head was the size of a football. Now, who knows how big its head was, but it was big. Rust isn't one to exaggerate, but he's one to absolutely exude such emotion over experiences that he has. He's a person that feels life. And this gigantic snapping turtle really impressed him. He says, I got to tell you, it looked like it was 3 feet long. And this is in a little bitty body of water. But it's what we're really talking about is the things that they are able to experience and see because they go fishing. And yes, both of these people, Melissa and Rust, are avid fishermen. They love it. But why do they love it? Why do they keep going day after day? Is it just the bent rods and the fish swimming in the water that are drawing them? Or is it the other sense of freedom, of experience, of discovery that comes when you get a chance to drift down a body of water like these little rivers? And I will tell you that the experience is very different than it is if you're on a bigger body of water. The world sort of shrinks, and every part of the world, every sound, every smell or fragrance, everything that is happening becomes more almost in your face. It becomes part of the world that you're in at that moment. By shrinking, the world actually becomes more personal, more immediate, more special. I really believe that. And I think if you've never had the opportunity or taken the time to get in a canoe, a little flat-bottom boat or kayak or something, and just pick a long stretch of secluded water and drift yourself down it, I think your whole world will change that day. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.